On this episode, Dude, JD, Brett, and Jason crack open the new Eagle Rare 12 along with some other 12-year-old bourbons to compare. So sit back, grab a pour, kick up your feet, and enjoy this episode of The Bourbon Hunters.
Gather round the mic, it's time to unwind. Drinking our bottles, all that we find. With tastings and tales, we're sharing our pours. Tune in each week, there will always be more. Tune in each week, there's lots to hear. Laughter and stories, we're all here to share. We're giving our ratings, they're always fair. Sit back, grab a pour, kick up your feet and enjoy.
While you're listening, head over to our website at bourbonhunters.com where you can purchase Bourbon Hunters glassware and products, and sign up for our Patreon, which puts you on the list for single barrel announcements from our private barrel club.
Tune in each week, sit back. Tune in each week, grab a pour. Tune in each week, kick up your feet and enjoy. Kick up your feet and enjoy.
Welcome to another episode of the Bourbon Hunters. Brett?
It took so long to get there.
Yeah, because you were talking as I was talking. I just got done saying I'm about to do the
was
intro, and then
nervous
you
he
started
was gonna
talking.
drop
Hey,
the bottle.
hey guys. You guys want to talk right in the middle of the
It's
intro?
like someone holding a new baby. I'm like, oh God, what are you doing?
So
He's using the Clyde voice.
I was using the Clyde voice. What are you guys doing? All right, so we've got a pretty cool episode today. We've got a, what do you call it, a 12-year episode, or do we want to call this the Eagle Rare 12-year episode?
Eagle Rare 12 versus the field.
Versus the field. And the field is other 12-year-olds and the standard Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
So we've got the Eagle Rare 12-year. I waited in line on Father's Day when they did their release.
Amongst the other 500,000 people.
Yeah, that's insane. So Jason, as always, has graced us with another fine bottle.
And his presence.
We should just call him AFB, another fine bottle. So
I'll take it.
I'll take it. We've got the Eagle Rare 12-year. We've got a couple of other things that are 12-year. We've got the Lux Road Double Barrel 12-year. We've got the Knob Creek 12. We've got Old Swagger 12-year-old. And we've got a standard Eagle Rare to compare this. So we're going to start off with the Eagle Rare 12-year. We're going to kind of first impressions on a fresh palate.
But before that, we have a 5-star review.
And then we're going to go on to the regular Eagle Rare. And and compare it to the regular Eagle Rare, as JD tries to hijack the episode with. I bet you this. He's the reason he's doing this. He's probably doing it. They probably talk about him in there, right?
No.
What?
No.
What?
No, not at all.
All right, go ahead and read it. You've got me. You've got my interest piqued.
Color me intrigued. This is from Arsenal 4040.
Yes.
Sounds fake.
The Bourbon Hunters podcast is a solid choice for a bourbon enthusiast looking for an approachable and engaging show. Its strengths lie in its host, genuine camaraderie, honest tasting notes, and a willingness to explore various aspects of the bourbon world. They can get a little sidetracked with off-topic subjects, but if you enjoy
He's not wrong.
Right.
That's part of the charm.
But if you enjoy a casual conversational style and want to expand your bourbon knowledge, the Bourbon Hunters is definitely worth a listen.
Now, Arsenal. Now review JD's reading.
I know.
Today.
Oh, that's the.
Dumb and Dumber. I got the reference. I remember.
Listen, he's a little hooked on phonics.
He
It's
is
okay.
a little hooked on.
He's a
phonics.
little hooked
on
phonics.
Pahonics. It is funny that they say hooked on phonics when, like, how would you say phonics in phonics?
Right.
Pahonics? I don't know.
All
Anyway.
right, so real quick, just to
Yeah.
kind of set this up, debuting this month, Eagle Rare 12 is the latest permanent addition to the Eagle Rare lineup. Similar to the well-known 10-year version, it's a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Crafted from Buffalo Trace's mash bill number 1, the exact recipe, which officially remains undisclosed. Though guesses abound, it's generally believed to be a very low rye mash bill.
Say it again. Say it again. What kind of rye?
Low rye.
Low.
While Eagle Rare 10 is a 90 proof whiskey, Eagle Rare 12 is bottled at 95 proof.
Wow.
A whole 5
gonna be
proof
hot.
right itself. That shit is hot. Offering a moderately stronger pour. Company representatives say the additional age and proof add exceptional depth and character to the distinction to the new whiskey. The Eagle Rare 12-year will retail for $49.99. As with many sought-after American whiskeys, we may see a breadth of ranges at retail depending on the market.
Now, did you notice there, Jason didn't go full retard, but he did hover the drain, or circle the drain, I should say, around his radio voice.
A little bit.
It came out in glimpses, and then it just went away. Every time I thought he was going to go into it, he
And
went back.
a little history. Eagle Rare was first introduced as a 10-year bourbon in the mid-1970s by Charles Beam at Seagram's. The brand was acquired by Sazerac, the parent company of Buffalo Trace, in 1989. And at that time, Sazerac did not have its own bourbon distillery. So for about 3 years, the whiskey was sourced from Heaven Hill in Bardstown, Kentucky. Bardstown, Kentucky. Sazerac eventually relocated production to Buffalo Trace in Frankfurt around 1992. Well, Eagle Rare has been produced ever since. So there you go.
So there's
That's
some
the
Eagle
background.
Rare with some pre-fire distillate.
Well, I mean, I guess back in the day it was.
Interesting.
So 2 more years of age and 5 whole proof points, causing people to lose their mind.
Yeah, up in here.
That's all it takes
Up in here.
from Buffalo Trace.
That's all it takes. Anything new?
Yeah. All right, let's put the needle on the record.
There it
Here we go.
is. There it is. All right, what do you guys get on the nose?
I'm getting like sweeter strawberry. I think there's like strawberry note that I'm getting.
I can't get past the extra 5 proof points. It's hot. Sorry, couldn't resist. No, I'm getting something sweet like that. Yeah.
I mean, it's your typical Buffalo Trace mash bill 1 sweetness.
Yeah.
You know, I get
The cherries are
There's like a
elevated.
hint of cherry. I was going to say that,
hint of cherry.
but it's a hint. It's not super strong.
So, in talking to a couple of reps at Buffalo Trace, it was kind of interesting that they had said that the profile for this, for the 12-year, they decided to focus more on the traditional caramels, vanillas, oak of bourbon, or from Eagle Rare, rather than like the heavy cherry, fruit-forward flavors.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, how are you even going to keep that consistent?
Yeah.
But I mean, they got enough whiskey; they probably could. But I'm really interested to compare this tonight because I really do want to see if there's a big difference.
I may have zoned out a little bit when you were reading. Is this? I know Eagle Rare technically isn't a single barrel, but it kind of is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this also
No, I think this is a batch product.
batch product? Okay. So we've added 2 years and 5 proof points.
Yep.
We get maybe a hint of cherry, but I do get the sweetness, like you said, some strawberry.
There's a little cinnamon on that.
I'm not getting much oak in the nose for a 12-year, which
I thought I would have gotten more oak too.
but maybe we'll get it on the flavor, and maybe it's
Yeah.
just because it's only
Yeah.
95 proof.
And again, Buffalo Trace is just so crazy with the oak. Like even their high H stuff doesn't have
Yeah.
a shit ton of oak on it.
On the palate, I'm getting oak on this, though. I'm definitely getting some drying. Some
Oh yeah,
oak.
yeah. It's
Oh,
definitely there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's there on the palate for sure. Definitely,
Okay.
a lot more age forward on the palate than regular Eagle Rare, from what I remember.
I get all the cinnamon on that back end for sure. And
Oh, yeah.
I am getting the more of a vanilla caramel
Yeah,
oak.
the cherry's
Yeah,
not there.
for
On
I'm
the
not
palate.
really getting a ton of the cherry or the grape that I'm used to with Eagle
No.
Rare. That's interesting, right?
It's on the nose, but it's not
yeah, it's slightly on the
palate.
nose. Yeah.
Well, and this is neat from me because we always hear about this type of stuff, but this is a cool. It's not an experiment since it's a nice, it's now a permanent fixture in the line. But this is a neat exercise of showing same mash bill, probably the same aging process, I would imagine, adding 5 proof points and then 2 years. How much that can just affect, the taste and the
I think
palate.
it's changed it substantially.
Wow.
Now here's the thing, though, too. Like, what we have 2 mash bills at Buffalo Trace for bourbon. Mm-hmm. So I mean, obviously they're coming out with like 17 brands or something like that of bourbon that are bourbon brands that are rye bourbon brands. 15, whatever it is. But so they obviously get a lot of variation and milk those 2 mash bills pretty heavily and get a lot of different, characters and flavors and things like that. But it's interesting. I mean, this is the same brand, Eagle Rare. You got Eagle Rare, which is the standard Eagle Rare is 10 years at least. The new one is 12 years at least. So it's interesting. They've just added 2 years and 5 proof points, and you get this stark of a difference. Now, we're not tasting the other one yet, but I imagine when we go down in proof and back to the other one, we're going to get some of the things you talked about, I would guess.
I'm sure someone's did this, but you could do it too, Jason, I think. But did you do the 10-year, the 12-year, and the 17-year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't have a 17-year anymore.
I didn't,
And then a Eagle
very
rare.
fine, a double Eagle Rare.
Which I also don't have. But
And the 25 year?
I would actually, I'm going to be curious. I'm going to do a...
What was the one they released last year? Was that the 25 year?
Yeah. My live stream tomorrow, I'm going to put Eagle Rare 12-year against Evan Williams 12-year, Wild Turkey 12-year, and probably the Knob Creek 12-year and see
Do
how
you
it
still
does.
have a
good
12 year,
idea.
Evan?
I do. I didn't even think about it, actually.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, we could trade that out for the
For the
Lux
knob-
Row if we want.
For the knob.
Or the knob. The knob's closer in proof. That's why I did it, isn't it? 100 proof?
Yeah.
That's why.
I like the knob better than the Evan Williams, but that's just me.
Really? I'm hit or miss with it.
Yeah.
I think I've got to be... It depends on what I've had that day, because the Knob Creek has fallen flat for me sometimes, and then sometimes it's like, oh, yeah, this is really nice. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting, because what's the MSRP on this, $50?
$50.
So, I mean, I think this is a $50 bourbon.
Absolutely.
12-year bourbon for $50.
Yeah, that's a hell of a deal.
But what I don't think it's a 250, 200. What's the secondary? 280?
It's so the first bottle that hit secondary on Father's Day was 600. Believe it or not.
Come on.
That's insane.
I was like, like it's not BTAC. Like, relax.
Right, and
But prices came down pretty swiftly.
yeah, they were probably trying to be the first person to.
That's what it was. It was the first person. They always set the market. I feel like every new bottle they price it at like $600 or $500.
Do you remember the thing when people would post something back in the day, and the first comment would always just be first?
First, yeah.
I feel like that's what they were trying to probably be, that guy to, hey, I can get you one for $600.
In that case, I'm going to try and fetch 600 for my Peerless Toasted batch one.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah.
That's why they call them museum prices. So what do you guys rate this? Like, if you had to rate this out of 5, what would you call this? A 3?
3.9.
I really like this. I'm going to go...
3.0?
I'm being better with my rankings. I think I'm going to go 4 on this. I really, really enjoy
Holy
it.
shit, you put it up to William LaRue Weller? No, I'm sorry.
All previous rankings
That's it.
Are
do
out the
not
door.
count.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's just
I'm starting
throwing
over.
everything out the door.
We
starting over.
We reset back with Woodinville Rye 8-year on Mouth
Yeah.
Experience Monday.
Reset.
All right.
God, it's so caramel on the nose now.
Yeah, this is interesting. It is a different palate for sure.
It totally is. Like, it is different. And I'm not sure if that's good or bad.
Yeah, no.
I kind of miss the cherry.
What's Eagle Rare 10-year MSRP right now? 40 or 30?
42.99.
42, yeah, 43.
Okay,
bucks.
so this is a $7 more bottle
For 2 more years.
for 2 more
And
years.
5
That's
proof
actually
points.
kind of impressive. And I'll tell you this. I know people argue about this all the time. Buffalo Trace doesn't really control the secondary pricing, right?
No.
Now, some would argue that because they price it so low, that allows the secondary to just shoot up, that they could charge a lot more for their stuff, MSRP, and still get it. I think that they do a good job of pricing things where they actually belong, price-wise and flavor-wise. Like Elmer T. Lee, it's a good product. It's not a $200 product. It's a $50, $60, $70 product. The Weller, all the Weller line, everything in that Weller line is under $100 except for like the crazy ones like the Millennium and all that stuff.
CYPB and all that.
Yeah, no, CYPB is under $100.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I guess I thought it was more than
All
that.
the Weller except for William LaRue and Millennium and what's the other, Daniel?
Daniel Weller.
Yeah.
All of them are under $100 except for those 3. So I mean, they
Yeah, but
don't.
I don't see Weller as a budget offering anymore. Just because they keep coming out with all these
But you know what I'm saying?
ridiculously priced
Sure,
Wellers.
sure. Those little LTOs or high-end experiences or whatever. But when you think of Weller Special Reserve, Weller 12, CYPB, Foolproof, all those are under $100.
Yeah.
Single barrel, they're all under $100.
At retail. you know.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So like the price that they suggest is under $100 for all of these. They're not driving that secondary market. $50 for Eagle Rare 12, That's half the price of what you accept for $1 or $10 per year. Elijah Craig 18 is $180.
I'm a little underwhelmed by this.
Really?
It doesn't have much of a finish.
I like it. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it. It's
No.
a good, solid, just Buffalo Trace bourbon.
Didn't they just announce Eagle Rare 30 year?
What?
25 year? Oh no, yeah, you're right. It is a 30 year.
They're coming out with a 30 year.
It's a
yeah.
30 year. Yeah.
This is a $50 bourbon.
Yeah.
But that's my point. That's what I'm trying to say. Is they're only making $50 a bottle. Well, whatever the wholesale price is, they're only making that per bottle. They're not the ones getting $250 per bottle on this.
It smells like a snickerdoodle cookie.
I mean, more cinnamon is coming to the forefront. I totally get that.
Yeah.
I'm getting like cinnamon, almond, and a lot of vanilla. Maybe a slight hint of like a toffee, but like that vanilla cookie with the cinnamon, I could definitely see it there.
But I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? Though I don't fault Eagle Rare or Buffalo Trace, I should say, for having a $250 secondary. That's not their fault.
Yeah, but here's the thing: this is going to be one of those bottles where, what is the cadence for this coming out every year? It's a permanent offering. Eagle Rare, people complain they still don't see it enough. Some states you go to, it's flooding the market. Some other places you go to, you can never find it, or if you do find it, it's upcharged.
Sure.
How does the 12-year fit into that cadence? Is it, now that it's a permanent offering?
My guess is it'll be the same amount quantity-wise, or maybe just a touch
I
less.
think it's going to be less, and I think because they don't want to completely, they don't want to cannibalize
Their own Eagle Rare
the
market.
regular Eagle Rare. So I think the 12-year will come out here and there, during the year.
Yeah.
Kind of, spot drop it, and we'll see what happens. But they have the quantities of barrels to definitely do it.
Yeah.
I was just there, and I asked our tour guide about the 12-year. I'm like, where's that 12-year hiding? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, and they literally released it like 2 days later. I'm like, you know where it is. So
I really don't feel the extra 5 proof points at all.
no, I think if anything, it does have. I don't know if it's just still the after effects from the last whiskey we had, but it is. I'm like getting a little more of a drying thing on the back end.
That's what I had too.
Maybe it's that hint a little bit more oak. It's an interesting.
I like it though.
I like it.
No,
I
it's
like
not too
it.
much. It's not.
That
too
is
much.
that's a bottle you could just open one for. You could kill that thing and
Yeah.
And part of my
Proof of
ranking was for
light.
the
sweet proof
yeah.
95.
yeah, for the price was part of my ranking too.
Yeah.
For a $50, again, I'm assuming you can get it at retail.
You're the only one who's given a ranking, right?
For a
I said
$50
$3.9.
12-year,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, I'd probably put it in the high threes, 3.75 for $50.
It does have a really nice sweetness to it. Like
Yeah.
I could really taste that Buffalo Trace one mash in it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of what's the fancy word? It's bereft of cherry.
Bereft. Speaking
There's-
of which, let's start pouring out this other
Yeah,
Eagle
let's
Rare here.
now we're going to compare it to the regular 10-year.
Old news.
But we're going to compare it.
This
we're
is
going
going
to
to be
see.
like, guys, this is 5 proof points low. It's going to be like water.
It's going to be like water. I think this is the lowest proofs we've done in a while. Uh-oh. Brand new carpet.
Tyler will shake it out on there.
Hand that over to Jason. Do your job there,
Have
JD.
a fresh glass somewhere. Was there
There's some. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got one
No,
there.
he's got
Perfect.
it
You
there.
have to reuse your glass. Sorry, sir.
the old rip?
All right. So we've got now regular standard Eagle Rare 10-year
All right, I see a back and forth going
in
here.
the glass.
That's what I did. I kept quite a bit of my 12 to wait for this.
Oh, I didn't even think to do that, you dickheads.
I know me either.
Thanks for bringing it up. Just going to have to take more of Jason's 12 here.
No, we're gonna do this game again.
No.
My motherboard is fried.
Wait,
Bring it over again.
are we recording?
Oh, yes, we are. For those of you not in the know, we thought we recorded an episode a couple weeks ago. My memory card was full. Stupid moment. I pulled a Tyler, and we had to re-record an episode. So that meant Jason had to bring over his stuff again for us to drink a second time.
And Tyler crapped himself or
Yeah,
something.
Tyler pooped himself and had to leave midway through. All right, what do we get on the nose with this one?
So it reminds. I know. I don't mean to keep talking first. I'm sorry. Someone else can go.
Go ahead. You already started.
It reminds me a lot of the 12-year, just less pronounced. Like some of those same notes of like strawberry and stuff are there for me, and the sweetness, but it's just not as pronounced. I wouldn't have said that, obviously, if I didn't have that first.
You would have. I don't think it matters which one you have first.
It might be that like I wouldn't have picked up on them if I hadn't smelled the 12-year first, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because it's way more subtle, but it's there.
Well, we know you. You're going to prefer the 10-year over the 12-year anyway.
No, I like the 12-year.
But you like them younger, usually.
I do, yeah. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
I think whiskey, but I'm not sure anymore.
I mean, I started with whiskey.
10 to 12 years is great.
The way he moved that pillow over his crotch right after I said that.
There's definitely a pronounced sweetness in the Eagle Rare 10-year. The 12 in comparison, at least on the nose, there's more depth. There's more oak. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit more of a darkness to it. Not much, but it's there.
There's no cinnamon on this one.
No, this is all candy.
Oh my God! This does taste like water compared to the last one.
Like it kind of does.
We probably should have started with this one. I'm getting a little hint of cherry on the finish. Maybe.
Oh, wow. I just did them side by side. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Brag a little more.
Maybe you think yours.
10 and a 12-year at the same time. That's 22 years.
Yeah. So they're legal.
22.
Shit. Anyway. I think the cherry is a little... I mean, nothing's super pronounced after coming from the 12-year. I will say that. So I will say that the 12-year has a lot more flavor to it.
It's more robust.
Yeah, and I would argue the 12-year has. Because even though the 12-year doesn't have the longest finish in the world, it definitely has an upgraded finish compared to the 10-year.
Yeah, we probably should have gone the other direction on this. Started with this because this is very muted in comparison, in my opinion.
And is retail on this bottle still like 35 or 40 for the 10 years? It's gone up to.
It's
40,
the same as what we
40,
said like 5 minutes ago.
I must have missed that. Sorry.
Don't apologize to
did.
him.
Well, pulling a Tyler moment here, Brett. So when Tyler's not here, someone's got to play the role of Tyler. Apparently.
Yeah. You're welcome.
The more I drink this now, I'm starting to re-get the flavor profile from it. It. Like, honest to God, though, that first sip tasted like water.
Yeah, this Eagle Ram's starting to get now the little bit of the grapey.
Yeah, and I'm starting to get a little bit of a finish to it now. Nothing crazy, but like it's starting to re-blossom as Eagle Rare. So back to good again.
Yeah. I think the 12 is less sweet, more barrel pronounced, a little bit more dark, more spice for sure, even though it's subtle, but there is more of a spice aspect there. And I think on the backbone of the 12-year, there is some of that Eagle Rare
quality,
that sweetness, a little bit of a dark fruit sweetness.
This is the bottle that sent me down the bourbon rabbit hole.
Eagle
Which
Rare?
one, Eagle Rare?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the way the bottle looked.
Oh, really?
And,
is that what did it for you?
Yeah.
That's funny. You know what sent me down the... I mean, a lot of things, but Tin Cup. Loved the shape of that bottle. Loved that bottle.
Oh, yeah.
Loved that it came with the little silver shot glass on the top.
That might be my favorite part of the bottle. That little shot glass comes up.
I used to have like 7 or 8 of those.
I mean...
So when I first started my journey, it was, not to help one of your friends, but my bourbon journey started with Tin Cup with ginger ale. So I would pour ginger ale, ice, and then,
all the marketing was centered around taking Tin Cup camping because it was a Colorado-based whiskey.
Yeah.
Isn't the cap like a little shooter or...
Holy fuck, Tyler, part 2. We just said that.
I knew it was coming. I knew they were going to say it.
My God. Like, it wasn't even it was in the same sentence almost.
Are you going down memory lane when you first found your first bottle of Eagle Rare and just zoned out? Literally just talking.
We were in the sentence of saying about that being the cap.
What the fuck?
And then you asked if that was the cap.
I was really mad at myself because I paid $100 for my first Eagle Rare.
And that's what you were thinking about?
Yeah, I was kicking myself in the foot.
In the foot?
No.
You were kicking yourself in the foot? How do you do that?
I don't know what's going on. Hopefully with his other foot.
Is he having
a stroke? Yeah. You smell burnt toast?
You smell toast? What the fuck is going
What
on
the
right now?
hell's happening over
Seriously,
here?
we've had two. Tyler's not here, and we've had more Tyler moments in this episode than we've had when Tyler's been here.
Oh my god! Literally, like that might be the worst one.
That was worse than
Because you know what? It wasn't like 2 minutes later.
No.
This was immediately after we were just talking
we
about it.
were like just out of that sentence where we said
I'm
it.
like, they say to take that bottle to go camping because the little cup on
Because the
top.
cup
he's
on
like,
top.
He's like, yeah. Is
Hey,
that the one with
is
the
that
cup
the
on
one that
top?
has the cup on top?
Not every day I kick myself in the foot.
Yeah.
With your own, with the same foot. That's
I
the
can't believe I paid $100. I just kicked myself in the foot.
I kicked my right foot with my right foot.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on. We might have to re-record this episode. You might have to bring your stuff back over, Jason. We've had a motherboard malfunction over here inside of
His
Fritter.
motherboard's fried.
That's what I'm saying.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Do I blend these?
Yeah, do it.
Oh yeah. That's
So,
a great idea.
Do it.
While you're doing that, rate these. What do you think of the 10?
The 10 years always going to be like a solid 3 for me. It's just a great bourbon.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's your baseline.
a 3-4.
It is.
It's
I
great.
think
Eagle Rare, it's a 3.
I think Eagle Rare is a baseline.
So it's a 3.
I will say every time
You
it's
know
in
what? I think it's a little bit better than a baseline. I'm going to go 3 point. Just to kind of piggyback on what Brett's doing. I'm going to go 3.2.
Yeah, I said 3-4. The thing though with Eagle Rare, it does shitty in a blind every time.
Yeah.
Every blind that's had Eagle Rare, I'm always
Unless
like,
it's a pick. The picks can do good.
that's fair.
I have a pick back there.
But you have to keep it to, obviously the proof point.
Yeah.
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 It just always does
Yeah.
not do well in blinds, whether it's a Buffalo Trace blind or a 10-year
Well, that's the
blind or
funny
something
thing.
like
I
that.
remember seeing guys like, I put Eagle Rare in a blind against Elijah Creek Barrel Proof and he lost. I'm like, no shit.
It's like 40 points below
I'm
proof.
like-
Like, no shit.
I'm like, dude. Like, I can't even say like the comments I get. Everything now is getting into bro or bruh or even my favorite, brah. I'm like, what? First of all, I'm not your bro. I'm not your bruh.
Or
I'm
your
definitely
bra.
not your bra.
You're not a piece of
Hey,
undergarment.
it's a man's ear.
It's a man's ear.
God, that's my favorite line from that movie Airborne, where he's like, "You call me a piece of undergarment?"
Have you seen the Cartman, the South Park, where it's like, it's Cartman, bro? And he's got like a YouTube channel with followers.
Did I tell
or
you
something
I
like
started
that.
like rewatching all those on
They're so fucking
on
funny.
Max? Like I went back to the first
Back to
season.
the first season.
Oh my
First, like
god!
the first,
Yes.
like
Did I
ones
tell
ever
you
watched.
my
Oh God.
introduction
Cartman
to...
gets abducted by an alien, and they put that satellite in his
I
ass.
know. He's like,
Hey, I just had it in my ass. Oh my god.
and then they gave him
That
a
was
second
pretty good.
episode.
Yeah, that was good.
No, my favorite is when he has to go up. He gets the award, and he's going to take the beefcake 5,000. He's like,
I'm not using it. I'm your buff.
So my history with South Park goes back to the internet, where before it became a show, before it got picked up by Comedy Central, they had an internet show, and it was the Spirit of Christmas, I think, was the first episode on there.
Mr.
Had
Hanky, the Christmas poo.
Brian,
that.
no,
One of my
but
favorite
Brian,
episodes,
Brian
though.
Boitano.
Okay.
This was
yeah, the
this was
Boitano.
this was the episode that was on the internet, not Comedy Central.
Got you.
And I remember it spread like it was probably the closest thing to viral at the time that I'd experienced. Like we were all watching it and like laughing. It was like maybe 10 minutes long. It wasn't that long, And like JD's wife always says. And
True.
a cup on it.
hey JD, could you get that tin cup, put it on the end of that? That might help.
Have you guys ever seen South Park?
So, hey, you ever see that one with the Brian Boitano episode?
Yeah.
But no, that I remember that back in the day. That was so, and it was like Jesus comes into the episode, and there, but it was so funny. And then the next thing you know, it was on Comedy Central, and it was like everyone was watching that. That was like the thing.
Yeah.
That was such. So you've gone back and started watching from the beginning,
From
the
that
very-
first
that
bunch of episodes
yeah.
when Mr. Hanky. I remember seeing the whole Mr. Hanky the Christmas Poo episode.
Oh,
and
my God.
And me and my girlfriend at the time, and we were like watching with our whole family. The whole family was crying, laughing. Like, what are we watching right now? This is hilarious. This is insane.
You know what he asked me for? About $350.
Tree fitting.
Me and my
$3.50.
buddy Mike, we still quote that.
Yeah.
And we'll like tell like a random story. He's like, yeah, when we were at Disney World,
And you know what he wanted?
He's like, we were at Disney World, and Will went into the damn shop, and And you know what he said? I'm like, what? He goes, give me $350. He'll just throw it into any situation. It's hilarious.
We need to bring that back. Just start randomly, and you know what he wanted? About $350.
I love it when he talks about goddamn Loch Ness monster.
Yeah. That's what he
The
was.
goddamn Loch Ness
Damn
monster.
Loch Ness monster. You know what he said? He said, give me $350.
Have you seen the behind the scenes where they're doing the voices and they just can't stop laughing at themselves?
Those guys have to be a riot to hang out with.
Oh,
And the Christmas episode too with
Have you
Cartman
seen
when Cartman has to sing "Oh Holy Night."
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Throwback too.
or Come Sail Away.
And they had the cattle prod if he
Yeah.
sings it wrong. He's like, no.
I like his Come Sail Away.
Come Sail Away is awesome.
And one of my favorite personal episodes is when they were Rush and they had the little Rush when they played in the band. And Cartman's like, get a look.
Oh, shit. We could talk about South Park
I
forever.
know. All right,
The
so
blend is really good. Did you do the blend?
yeah, the blend is actually nice.
It really the
kinda
12-year notes like stand out a lot.
It gives the 10-year a little bit more oomph, and it gives the 12-year a little bit more sweetness.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
What did you rate the 12, dude?
The 12, I said about a 3.7.
Okay.
And then the 10, I'm probably in the 3.2, 3.3 range.
I thought you were gonna go 350.
Oh man, missed
Damn it, I missed an opportunity.
You missed it.
Son of a bitch, that would have been
I
perfect.
started smiling because I thought he was gonna say it.
I haven't rated it yet.
No, you can't do it now. You can't do it now.
You can't even do it this whole episode.
No,
You
Jason already blew it.
You got to like bring it back to a different
If
episode.
I blew it by not doing
All right,
it.
you wanna try this old swagger bottle?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do it.
let's do it.
What's the proof on that?
100.
Well, that's a good next step. Mm-hmm. I'll let you break the seal.
I don't
I'll
know.
let you pop the hymen on this one.
Well, no, why don't you open? Because I have to look up like what the hell this thing is.
I really thought when he said the proof, you were really going to be like about 350. I really did. I swear to God. I'm like, here it comes.
I missed it too.
We're milking that to the point where we cannot say it this episode.
I know.
I agree.
Okay, so old swagger.
Can you hand me a glass, JD? Oh God, I'm nervous. With that
JD,
thing
grab
there.
this thing, man. That
Yeah.
does not look stable.
I'll hold. Yeah.
Rising Tide Spirit. Okay, here we go. Here's a little bit of a write up, I think.
Is that
so
his glass?
12 years old,
Can you hold
100
it?
proof.
Hold it.
Distilled in Indiana, but bottled in Kentucky. So
Oh.
looks like maybe some MGP.
What's the age statement
It's a
on this?
long
I'm
walk.
kidding.
It's a long. So here's the write up. It's a long walk from the barrel to the bottle, a journey that takes insight and confidence to navigate. Along the way, there are many forks in the path that greatly change the outcome of the final pour. Oh my God!
Let me ask you this.
When each step moves in rhythm, it's no walk at all.
It's a swagger.
It's a swagger.
Ah, they did
For
it.
this first release, we chose the high standard of Bottle and Bond. It releases 12 barrels of 12-year-old MGP bourbon, bottled and bond for complete transparency to produce an elegant and deliberate pour experience.
I'm going to give you
Beats
one
luck
shot
every time. What?
How many steps does it take to get to the bottle?
About 350.
Yes. And you knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. Let me see here.
About 350.
Yeah, I mean, not much about Rising Tide Spirits. I'm guessing it's just a NDP. They have a really beautiful bottle. And
Distilled out of Indiana, you say?
Yeah.
So it could be MGP, could be something else, possibly. What all distills in Indiana?
What as far
French
as
lick.
French lick, but are they a distiller or are they an NDP?
I mean, if it's sourced, it's going to
French
probably
lick is a distillery.
most likely come from MGP. But
yes, but the word distillery can be used by someone who just bottles their bourbon too.
yeah, so sourced from MGP.
He poured you one, buddy.
Oh,
If that's what you were doing.
grazie. Grazie.
I've just been holding it for you.
Just like in the bathroom.
Ooh.
I like
a bad
I
nose.
like the nose.
Yeah.
So now we're into a new darker category.
Yeah, definitely darker.
This has a little bit of a
We like the back of the pizza shop darker. What are we talking about?
Talking about Darth Vader darker.
pizza shop. Was that a movie reference?
That was like the old Pizzagate reference. I don't know.
Oh.
Or they're smuggling kids or something. Wayfair. I don't know.
Yeah, in the furniture.
Have you seen the meme where it's like you pop out of the Wayfair closet, and it's all the people from the Oscars. It's like Ellen in the front, and like all the different people. Have you guys seen that?
I've not.
Oh, it's hilarious. Well, I added Tony to that meme,
Nice.
and it was because he loves himself some Wayfair.
Oh, I got gingerbread on this.
I don't know.
Gingerbread. A lot of baking spices.
I think that I was going to say like allspice, but like I don't know.
Allspice is very close to clove. I don't know if I'm getting clove on here, but there could be some clove.
It's spicy in there. I like it.
You said gingerbread like Corey Matthews says, underpants.
Jesus.
Ooh. Did not expect that.
The nose is nice.
Oh, long finish. Very long finish.
It's got a nice
Who's
mouth experience.
is
Yeah.
that? You chewing in the damn mic?
It might be me. It's either me or him.
It might be Brett.
It's very like long finish. I
Someone's
like
chewing
this.
the shit out of that. We're getting
Yeah.
some ASMR in there.
I know, a little bit too much.
It's like a sugar daddy. Remember those
Hey,
things?
hey, we're about to negate that 5-star review with a 2-star review on the fucking Kentucky Chews.
Yeah, that's
Wait
true.
till you take a sip of that thing. Like
So Jason pulls the mic all the way away from his mouth.
Does it taste a little beam? I'm sorry. Does it taste a little beamish to you? Like I feel like I get a little Jim Beam on it.
Yeah,
It's got like a little bit of
I
a.
could see that. Yeah,
Yeah, there's
we
a-
could do Knob Creek next and kind of just
Oh yeah, that would be a nice another
yeah, see what we
It's an
think.
Opry 12-year.
This is interesting. This is not bad. What's the MSRP?
I
on
like
this?
this a lot.
150.
Okay, and is there an age statement? Did you say that?
What? It's 12 year.
Tyler.
I'm joking because they're all 12 years, jackass,
So
except for the Eagle Rare 10.
I think so. There's a couple things we haven't really talked about. The bottle. The bottle in this is super cool, super unique.
Yeah.
It even comes in like a cardboard. You know,
Yeah, it comes
looks like
in
a water
as well.
drop.
So we
Canister,
got
yeah.
a tube with an old dude on it that has some swagger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really good. I would say this is worth 150.
All it's missing is Old
it's
Spice.
It's like a decanter. I know that it's like it's got a glass top.
So it's
on
kind
it.
of shaped a little bit like a bowling pin, but take the top part of the bowling pin where it kind of
balloons back up.
balloons
It
back up.
doesn't
Just
do that.
take that part off, and it's kind of gives you.
It's
more
like a
narrow.
really neat decanter.
yeah.
It is a really, and there's like even inside of it.
It's
There's
like
like a bird.
It's like half an
JD.
hourglass.
Yeah, there you
JD,
go.
I'm going to have to ask you for the rest of the episode to try not to be funny. I feel like you've passed that point.
You've peaked.
That's it. That's all there is for him now.
Yes.
Wow.
Just regular comments and buckle up for
Wow.
ratings.
My grandma used to make toaster strudels.
The last few comments, I've been like, okay, he's at his point. Oh,
Well, I think you scared the tin cup out of him.
I did.
This,
Hey, doesn't the 10 cup bourbon have like a cup on the top?
can
I think so.
I like
I think you take it camping.
call myself out real quick?
Sure.
So I've never had Tin Cup. I've 100% seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought it was like a golf because of that movie Tin Cup.
Oh no,
I always thought it was
Oh
that.
yeah, I could see
but
that.
that's yeah.
I always thought it was a golfing bourbon.
It's actually not bad bourbon.
It's a little bit of a literal translation though. There's literally a tin
yeah,
cup
Tin
on
Cup.
top. Yeah.
I think about like Johnny Cash talking about drinking out of like a tin cup in prison and shit when I
Mm-hmm.
hear like Tin Cup.
He probably shit into a 10 cup too.
Probably.
Yeah, so it's kind of like frontier camper, you know, whatever type of mentality. That's what. So you've got the bottle, and then you've got the tin cup on top that you can
'Cause
actually pour into and drink out
If
of.
I remember correctly, it's like cut with, natural water from Colorado.
That's cool.
So it kind of gives
Yeah.
you that
I like having a story.
Colorado
that
vibe.
gimmick, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
But that was my foray into bourbon was tin cup because I just thought it was a cool looking bottle. I didn't know anything about bourbon at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want Jim Beam or Jack Daniels. So
Sometimes bottles can sell, man.
This
They
is
do.
really good.
my wife is she's a package whore. She really is. And when we were into wine, if it had a fancy label, we bought it. And it
Didn't you-
might be
is
shitty
it
ass
you
wine.
who said that she does that with like bottles of perfume?
She
too?
does it with everything. Anything
Okay.
that has a nice look to it. She is a package whore. Like if it is presented well, she'll give it a chance. So that's what I always talk about with these things. Yes, it might get you to buy it one time, But the goal is not just to buy it one time.
Yeah.
If what's in it is not good, you're not buying it again.
Definitely has an MGP profile, that heavy baking
I was kind
spice
of
note.
thinking the
nice.
same thing. That's why I was wondering, because it doesn't say MGP,
But it
right? It
has
just says
more,
Indiana, right?
But it has more texture on it.
Yeah. This is interesting. This was, what did you say? It was distilled in Indiana, aged in Kentucky, right?
Yep. It's a nice sweetness.
For
to
how
it.
long? Tin cup, is that what you said?
Yeah,
It was aged for tin cup?
tin cup long.
Tin cup years?
What are you getting? Any
You can talk, JD. I was just giving you shit. You haven't said a word since I said something.
Any callbacks to growing up?
No.
Yeah, any callbacks to Father Reach Around? Nothing? Nothing?
Nothing for you.
No sore asshole, smell of ether on your breath? Nothing?
Nothing.
Do you like it?
I do. I love it.
You do. You
think
love
it's
it.
really- I like
Yeah,
it.
this is good.
That's good.
Let's rate it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's rate it now.
Let's do it.
All right, so I need to quit going first. Someone else go.
No, you can.
Why, 'cause you-
Stop making it a thing. Just
So,
go. If
just-
you're
yeah,
ready,
just do
go.
it.
I give this one a 4.0.
I don't like the influence of
Wow.
others, is why I'm like, I want to say.
Oh, okay. Wow, a 4 for him.
That's impressive.
I like it a little better than the Eagle
Impressive.
12.
In
So
the
I
words
had
of Nicolas Cage, that's high praise.
I would say this is my favorite so far of the night, which is,
Me too, which is saying something.
I mean, we've got 2 Eagle Rares that we've gone through, so that's impressive to me.
Yeah,
go
agreed.
ahead.
So I was going to say 4.2, only because like I know that's not a huge jump from the 4 of the Eagle 12, but if you look at the price, so it costs 3 times as much, right, at 150.
MSRP.
Yeah, and I'm just obviously I'm going MSRP.
Yeah.
Is it 3 times as good? No, it's good. It's very, very good.
Well, if it was 3 times as good, it'd have to be a 12
A 36 year. So
out of 5. 12 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd probably give this a 10th or 2/10 higher points than
Yeah.
Eagle Rare like you, just based on the price of it.
right.
Yeah,
It's
that affects it.
Because I'm
but again,
taking
I mean,
all that into consideration.
You're talking sourced versus a giant distillery that makes it, tons of whiskey.
Took a minute, but I get the beam.
Right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like a little bit of a beamish
do.
note.
I'm going to give my rating, and then I'm going to do a follow-up question here. I'm going to give this a 3.9.
Okay.
Price and all that considered.
Yeah.
Does it play into your rating at all if you know that this is something that is potentially never going to be available again?
I think yes. We call it like an LTO.
LTO, or if it's sourced, are they going to be able to, get this again?
Recreate, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't know. The Old Stubborn, which is the sister bottle. I'm sorry.
That's a great name.
Yeah, the Old Stubborn, which is the
See,
brother or sister
Old
bottle
Swagger
to
and
Old
Old
Swagger.
Stubborn. Okay.
They've released a couple batches of that. I
Yeah.
think this might be the first Old Swagger, if I
Have you
remember correctly.
had any of the other Old
I
Stubborns?
had the first Old Stubborn, which is very good.
Okay.
Also a 12-year, I believe. Or no, I think it was older. Let me see which one I got.
Did it have the tin cup on it?
No, but it did cost me about $350.
Son of a bitch! I was not ready for that. You actually snuck that in at the right time, because I had moved past that, and I had kicked the shit out of the tin cup. Oh well. Speaking of tin cup, movie,
Roy McAvoy.
great movie, right?
Great movie.
Great movie. What do you think the chances of Happy Gilmore 2 being good?
Well, I'm going into it without expectations, so I'm pretty sure I'll like it.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought too. Move that a little closer, and then Stick. Have you guys? Any of you guys have Apple TV?
I do.
I'm about to start it.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode last night with my wife. That was our anniversary.
Oh, why did I think that was on Amazon? That's on Apple?
It's on
Yeah.
Apple. Yeah, it's Owen Wilson.
Yeah, I
He
saw it.
is the premise
I like
of it
him.
is he is and his dry humor in it. Holy shit! Like the stuff you like from Wedding Singers, the stuff you like from any other movies he's been in, where you just, I don't know, his like delivery is just so dry but so good.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple scenes where him and his ex-wife are talking, and he's talking with the divorce lawyer and all this stuff, and he just places these comments in a perfect delivery that you have to actually be paying attention or you miss it.
Okay.
And if you catch it, it's hilarious. And his dry delivery of them is just hilarious. But anyway, the premise of it is he is this up-and-coming golf like star,
Prodigy
Tiger Woods type
Phenom.
of thing, phenom, and he has a meltdown on the course. I don't know if it was a major championship like PGA Tour or something like that. I think it was Sawgrass or something. He has a huge meltdown. You don't know why he has the meltdown. You don't know that he had the meltdown exactly when the first episode happens. You just know that he's a has-been, a washed-up type of guy. And you don't know how long ago it was, like 20 years ago, something like that. But now he's basically just skirting by, you know? Is that a phrase, skirting by?
I think so.
Okay. If not,
Skirting.
I understood what you said.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
totally
None
got
of
it.
us look confused.
I questioned myself after I said it. I was like, that doesn't sound right. But anyway. And so he, in the first episode, finds a kid at the golf range who's just knocking the shit out of the ball. Happy Gilmore style almost, you know? And it reminds me a little bit of Ted Lasso. The first episode's, I feel like, a little depressing, but I feel like it's there just to set up the rest of the series. Like to set the table for what he's about to do. And it seems like it's got a lot of potential. It's pretty neat. First episode, I laughed a lot, but it was also kind of like dark. But I don't think the series is going to be dark. I think it's almost like Kingpin matched with Ted Lasso.
Kingpin. Oh my God.
I haven't watched.
Are you talking the
Kingpin.
old comedy King?
Yeah, the Farrelly Brothers movie where because
Woody Harrelson and
so like
Yeah.
what's the point? What is Woody Harrelson in the movie? He's a loser, right?
Yeah.
He was bowling. He was the up and coming bowler. Had his arm chopped off in
they put him inside the fucking ball
yeah.
return.
right.
Yeah.
Because he was like
He was
hustling.
hustling.
And didn't Bill Murray like set
Does
him
a
up?
cameo.
But didn't Bill? No, he wasn't. He was a major.
Well,
he was the villain.
The
Yeah.
toupee
It was-
was,
it was-
awesome.
And the glass bowling ball with the fucking rose in the center.
Isn't Bill Murray the
Jesus.
reason he lost his arm?
I don't
Didn't
remember that
he set
part,
him up?
maybe.
I don't remember.
But his name's Big Earn.
Yeah, but
Big Earn.
and the commercials he does with the women, the single moms,
Yeah.
hilarious. But no, I think the reason he lost his arm, I think Big Earn set him up in the hustling to get
Maybe. I don't remember.
So anyway, I feel like it's a mixture of that type of vibe from Kingpin, not the comedy side of it, but the story side of it, and then Ted Lasso, where you just have this kind of idea that he's going to come in and be this guy that brings this kid out of nothing and elevates him.
Yeah.
And similar to Kingpin, where he takes Randy Quaid out of the Amish culture and gets him into bowling again. I don't know. It just had that kind of feel to it. Kingpin, Ted Lasso, but it was kind of neat, and it's centered around golf as opposed to soccer and bowling, and so it's kind of a neat. Again, I've only watched one episode, but it just seems like it has a lot of promise. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so
I
far.
gotta check. It's been on like I gotta watch that.
Yeah,
Do you
I've
have
been waiting
Apple?
because Apple TV does like one release a week. They'll do like 2 or 3 episodes right away, and then they'll do one to get you hooked, and then they'll do one release a week after that. So I let it build up for a few weeks. So I think there's like 3 or 4 episodes out now. So we'll catch up to it. But anyway, I think this one so far is my favorite.
Yeah, I like this Old Stubborn.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
It's good stuff. I just think
Old Swagger.
I'm sorry, Old Swagger. Damn.
That was awful stubborn of you.
It was stubborn.
I know.
Very stubborn. All right, so let's go to the Knob Creek 12 next, since you guys thought maybe some Beam.
Yeah, I think we should.
And we're in the same proof point.
Yeah, we're in the
so,
same realm. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Do
I'm
it.
gonna save some
I can-
of my swagger.
I can reuse a glass. There's not a ton of them
Yeah,
left.
you
I can
better-
use
So,
one.
you
so
better
real
save that
quick. So
swagger.
speaking of
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace, I had such a cool
Yeah, talk
experience
about
when I
that.
was there. First single barrel ever at Buffalo Trace for Master Journey Whiskey Club,
And you did a pick of
but just Buffalo Trace,
regular
Just-
Buffalo Trace.
just a 90 proofer.
Were you picked for this pick?
So
You didn't go through their single barrel select, did you?
well, there was a club that we've done some picks with that I think it was like two lotteries ago when they did some picks and then they gave some like bonus barrels away if you wanted to give it to another group. And they were like, "Hey, have you ever done a pick before, Buffalo Trace?" I was like, "No." I was like, "Well, if you want," and I'm like, "It's not Stag or it's not anything crazy, but if you want to do a Buffalo Trace, you can do it." So I was like, "Sure." So they offered it up. It was really cool of them to do that.
very cool,
We
man.
went, and our Bob, who was our tour guide, he's the greatest. He comes in, he goes, all right, that's what we're going to do. He's like, normally, we like to take maybe people around the, do the tour first. He's like, but I have a feeling you guys have been here before. So he was like, if you want, we'll just go right in. You guys can make your pick, and whatever time we have left over, I'll take you to some cool spots behind the scenes, which was really cool.
That's cool. See, that's really cool. When they kind of read the room like that, and they, we've had a couple of picks like that, I feel like, too, where they have recognized, okay, you guys kind of have an ear to the...
But a very interesting aspect of how you pick a barrel of Buffalo Trace is you go in this really nice tasting room, so really, really nice setup. And there's like a mini rick on the wall.
Yeah. 3
rows of barrels, and they give you basically a menu. And the menu has basically the same layout of the barrels that are on the wall. So you have the top row, middle row, and bottom row. And there's single barrel select stickers on some of those barrels on the paper that have been selected already. Now, the ones that haven't been selected that don't have stickers on them, they give you the details, where it was aged, the rick, the barrel number, all the different information that you want about the barrel, obviously without it being...
But nobody knows anything about Buffalo Trace warehouses like they do Wild Turkey or anything,
Yeah, I know, but some people just, you see letters, you see, sometimes there's... 2 of the barrels we got to choose were sister barrels. So they're like, pick any 4 that you want from this, and as soon as you do, we'll thieve it, and we'll pull the we'll proof it down to 90.
So they don't have 4 or 5 barrels just out there sitting ready for you.
No,
they have a menu.
That's how my first ever pick went with Buffalo Trace, where we walked in and there was just 4 barrels there. This was like a menu of barrels. Now, again, it's still...
And you got... so they had maybe 10 barrels available, and you got to choose...
No, there was... I can have a picture of it. Yeah,
generically saying 10 barrels.
Maybe 30 barrels that were there.
And you got to choose how many to potentially taste from.
4.
So 4 of
So they had 30 barrels-ish.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... no, so 20... It was 27.
So 27 barrels
27
to choose
barrels
from.
to choose from. So that's the pick sheet with the menu.
Okay, cool.
For those of you listening at home,
the
he's
bottom
showing a
row is
picture
all
of
chosen.
Yeah, the bottom row is all chosen for
Why
whatever
do you
reason.
think that is?
Oh, I don't know. Probably just the luck of the draw. Maybe that's where people were picking from the menu. So they're like, okay, so we'll take those 4. We'll thieve it.
Did the stats include age or anything like that?
Yeah, so you get the barrel date on it. I'm pretty sure.
Did it say
so
like
you get
mash
barrel,
bill?
you get barrel number, fill date, warehouse K, or the warehouse letter, the floor, and the rick. And the
You
rick
like
number.
Warehouse K?
Now these are all Buffalo Trace, so they're all the same mash bill. So
Yeah.
you couldn't choose between mash bill 1 and 2 or anything.
No,
like
this
that.
was now I don't know if there's like a different room they go to
if you're doing a different
if
pick.
they do a different pick, yeah.
Yeah.
But this was just for the Buffalo Trace, and
So I wonder if they do something similar for Stag, or if it's just 4 barrels that sit there for
exactly.
Stag.
So I'm curious, but I really liked this experience.
Yeah.
They poured it for us, gave it to us. We had they picked barrel 1. We let the pick team, like, whatever you guys want to do, you choose
That's
the
cool.
4 barrels.
Yeah.
So they chose the 4. They chose I think barrel 1, barrel 3, and this is from like the spots on those ricks. And then they picked 2 sister barrels that were in that middle row. And one of the sister actually the first barrel that they selected, which was number 1, ended up being our pick because it tasted like a Eagle Rare Stag type pick. It was so heavy, cherry and grape. When it had the viscosity,
Proof down to the
even
the
at 90 proof, it had such a beautiful viscosity to. We're like this, and even Bob said, he goes, honestly, if you guys didn't pick that barrel, that probably would have ended up as an Eagle Rare or a Stag. It's that good. And then, then to kind of ruin it, he gives it
Barrel
to us
proof.
as calf strength. He's like, now that you picked it at 90, why don't you guys try right out of the barrel? We were like, you son of a bitch, Bob. So,
was it pretty damn good barrel strength?
It was really good. But I actually liked.
What was the barrel strength?
He said it was like 124, 125.
That's not crazy. That's not like, but that's interesting. That's a big jump in proof, though.
He was.
It's almost as big a proof jump as Eagle Rare 10 to Eagle Rare 12.
I know, 5 whole proof points. How many proof points was that?
Like 30 some.
Oh damn! I was going to say about 350.
Damn it! I have whiffed 3 times so far.
Swing and a miss. So anyway, and then he took us around. He actually showed us where the flood levels were on some of the on the side of the buildings because they had to power wash the sides of the buildings when the flood water came up. Dude, some areas like near the river in the back of the distillery, it's like 12 feet high. Yeah. He's like, we would have been underwater right now. I was like, wow, that's nuts.
Did you see the place over near the Pompeii tour? I don't remember what they call it now, but where they have it actually marked.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
They showed us all that.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. They said it was the second highest flood level that they've ever had. There was one that was higher than that.
That's nuts.
Yeah. But yeah, and then since we had so much time at the end, he goes, we're going to do a bonus tasting. So remember when we were there, we went up to that room and you kind of wait in the line. You try Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace. Yeah. You try Wheatley vodka and all that stuff.
Right.
So we took us upstairs. We did that tasting. And then he goes, I got something else for you guys. And this girl brings in 3 more bottles, and she's putting them down. She puts down Colonel Taylor Single Barrel. She puts down Blanton's, and then she puts down Weller Single Barrel.
Nice.
Which was kind of a unicorn. Like I had tasted it before, but our pick group,
but they're single barrels, so they're always going to be a little different.
Yeah, but it's that maroon.
Yeah.
It's like that brick red,
brownish red. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody had ever seen that bottle before in person, so those guys flipped out.
I'm sure they fucking
cool.
So the great thing, like, and you should be like, I don't know, I'm kind of envious you get to like share this with people. They'll remember that forever. Like, it's going to be Christmas time, and they're going to be telling people that story. Yeah. And so it's cool that, like, you get to facilitate that for them and provide that experience for them.
We've made
they'll be talking about it.
And we've made a conscious effort this year to really get people that have never done picks with us before, or never do picks in general, to come on the picks with us.
It's such a special experience.
It really is. You see the joy it brings and the memories.
They're like, dude, you see that? Like, when they're...
It's like, we got to drink... Like, he was... like, one guy was, like, texting his wife. It's like, we drank Weller Single Barrel. Like,
JD, you had never done Wild Turkey before recently. And then I brought you on that pick to Wild Turkey. I mean, you've done picks before, but, like, just because that's a place that was always, like, a unicorn location to do it, like, that's always exciting. Like, I remember my very first pick ever, like, on site. I still remember to this day, but we were talking, so wanted to get your feedback on this. What is your favorite favorite. We'll go with favorite. What's your favorite place to do a pick that you've ever done?
Man. I mean, I hate to be a homer. It probably would be Wild Turkey.
Right?
Because you're just hanging out in the Rick House with Bruce.
We were just talking about it last week. We're like,
you popped my OF chair, or my Wild Turkey cherry.
Yeah. But it's a no frills pick. Mm-hmm. But it's probably my favorite too. Yeah. We were talking about that as well, and we're like, I mean, Heaven Hill was fun. All the places I've been to have been fun.
Before Wild Turkey, my favorite was Jack.
Oh yeah, Jack is fun. Jack's a cool.
It is.
That's a cool.
It is.
I will say my last experience at Heaven Hill was really cool.
Yeah.
They bring you in a rick house. There's just barrels lined up everywhere. Kind of pick what you want. They've definitely upgraded that experience. So I give Heaven Hill.
When did you do that?
This was in August last year, July.
Okay, so we had that experience.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the glass rick house that's across the street.
Mm-hmm. With the wall of barrels.
Yeah. So we did that one. I mean, I've done that a few times now, but I still think, to be honest, my Wild Turkey,
but like you said,
it's just such an old rick.
Bruce is so just, I'm going to say whatever I want to say. He'll answer anything. He'll be honest.
I'll tell you what, also one of my favorite picks I ever did was one of the first I think it was this, maybe the second or third pick we ever did, which was Wilderness Trail. And you know Macaulay, the Bourbon Swami, who he now runs Dark Arts Whiskey Company.
Yeah.
So he was the barrel manager at Wilderness Trail before he did that.
For Dr. Pat.
I'm not sure if he did something in between, but at the time he was the barrel manager at Wilderness Trail. This dude, he's like, let's go in the Rick House. I mean, really, really fun experience overall. He brings in his radio, some music. He starts pumping music.
That's fun.
We have a drill. He's like, we're going to drill from this side, the middle, we'll go to the back, and we'll see what profile you like. And the more further back in the rick house we went, the sweeter the rye got. It went from really like herbal forward and spicy and minty to like, some of that with some sweet in the middle. and then the back got a little bit more sweet. We were somewhere in like the middle of the back in the middle part of the rick house, and I'll just never forget. We literally drilled into this one barrel, and we're about to take a sip, and then Tom Sawyer from Rush comes on his boombox, and we take a sip, and I'm like, "This is the one." And we ended up calling that rye Tom Sawyer's Mean Rye.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah,
That is good.
Isn't Dark Arts where Sarah went?
yeah. That's where Sarah from Bourbon Night went.
Yeah.
So
We've been sipping on this 12-year Knob Creek.
So what do you think?
This is better than I remember, the Knob Creek 12-year. I haven't had it in a while. I've got a bottle in my cabinet.
This is better than the last time I drank it as well.
Same. Man, this is really good.
And I'm
I don't
so
know
good.
if it's
For $65.
right.
So real quick,
Fuck.
I'm trying next to the
you talked
Swagger.
about Jim Beam,
That's a good call.
being a possible influence of the last one, right? Of the
I
Swagger.
just thought it had a similar. I mean, I know it's not Jim Beam,
Right, 'cause
but
it's
there's
Indiana, but-
there's a nutty profile to the Swagger that reminded me of Beam a little
So
bit.
do them side by side. What do you think? I've got some left over too because I saved it for that reason.
I'll tell you what. Ooh, in comparison, you really do get more dark fruit on the Swagger when you come off of the Knob Creek 12-year.
Okay.
And then, what the old Swagger has, it's a better mouth experience.
Oh, yeah. I remember it like just lasting forever.
It just coats the palate.
Yeah.
Which
very
one has
well.
the better mouth experience?
Swagger.
I agree with that.
I was going to try to whistle the Old Spice theme, but that would have failed.
How does that go?
I can hear it in my head, but I can't whistle
Me
it.
too. Like I can't. Like I'm trying to think.
Are you thinking?
Yeah, we tried.
To be honest, I'm gonna disagree with you. I think the Knob Creek has a better mouth coating and mouth experience than the
Wow.
Swagger, but I think the Swagger I like.
Did you mix up the vial?
No.
I'm kidding.
That's what Matt Porter
but I think I
would've
like
said,
the
too.
Swagger better.
What?
Matt Porter would have said the 12-year Knob Creek was better, too.
I think the Knob.
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying I think I like the Swagger better,
Oh,
but I think the mouth experience on the Knob Creek 12 is better. I think it coats the tongue better.
But if we start to take price into account, these
Oh,
are
yeah.
it's like
Yeah,
a
it's
tie.
it's
nice.
half
It's
price.
it's a tie for me because I like the Swagger better, but I can buy two of these. You know what I mean? Like easily two and a
For the
half
price
of
of the
these
Swagger.
for the price of the Swagger.
But you don't
the
get
Knob-
but you don't get the pretty hourglass bottle.
But I guess the other thing that edges it out, I'm sorry, JD,
No, you're fine.
is it's unique. Like the Swagger is very unique. Where Knob Creek 12-year, a lot of people would walk past and be like, "It's Knob Creek."
You're not getting a lot of dark fruits, though, on the Knob Creek.
You're not.
getting some sweetness with the Swagger.
I'm just taking
I
into
agree.
account
I agree.
it's a tie when it comes to like price.
And I've said this before, Knob Creek, when they were doing those Knob Creek like 15-year single barrels back in the day, when you found the Jim Beam, the Knob Creek picks, 14, 15, even like whatever ages they were, when you found one with the dark fruit note in it, those were the money barrels.
You still have some of those.
I have two of them left.
Nice.
Two 15-year
I have one,
picks.
and then I
That's
think it's
it.
the. Is there a
What's an 18-year as well?
But the 15 is the one we didn't like, right?
We didn't at the time. I'd be curious to see how it's evolved.
And then we enjoyed the 18.
The Knob
100
Creek
proof
15?
15.
Oh, I hated that bottle.
Yeah.
I have batch 2.
It's like licking a tree.
Yeah, but the 18 was interestingly
Not
Good.
so licking a tree.
Yeah,
it was
it was
definitely
weird.
better. Yeah.
18 was good.
18's good.
that it was weird how 15 not good, 18 good.
Yeah.
Like it was a weird surprise.
Well, it's like with Pappy, people say 15 is the spot. 20 and 23 are just a little over oaked.
The good 20s that I've had, I haven't had many, but like the 3 or 4 that I've had, the 2 of the few that I did have of the Pappy 20 were kind of like a really good Bland's pick. They were absolute vanilla extract bombs.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, that's good for a 20-year, but they don't all taste like that. But yeah, the 15-year kind of it's a nice sweet spot. It's got the oak, it's got more sweet to it. And the 23 I think just gets a little bit too much into the
Isn't it 107 proof, too?
what, the
15?
15-year? Yeah.
Let's move on to the final. Do we want to do
Oh, we have one more?
the Lux Row
Lux Row.
12?
Oh.
Do we want to do that?
How old is that one?
12. Yeah, about 350.
No, I wasn't sure because the one I have is 14.
Oh, sometimes the dates on
Sometimes.
them are...
No,
yeah.
some of the dates are higher.
It's a 12-year as far as the.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to get into that too.
Let me look and see what it says.
I've yet to have one of these I didn't like.
What's your stance on MGP, Jason?
What do you mean?
Like, a lot of people hate on it.
I love MGP.
Same.
Anybody that hates on it, fine, more for me.
All right, so
I think people hate on it because it's everywhere, and that's the problem. Like it's just it's
Well, they're
just an
so
oversaturated.
mysterious. Like Ross and Squibb, nobody sees it.
this one's technically 14.
What do you
years
mean?
old.
In what sense?
Well, like nobody knows where MGP comes from. You can't come and visit. You can't go and get a
So
tour.
I'll give you that. It is. It's a fact. It's a Willy Wonka factory. There's no guest setup. There's none of that. There's just it's there's no visitor center. It's not friendly. A lot of when you walk around, it actually really smells bad around there.
Does it really?
Yeah, just it's kind of a weird
You've
thing.
been on site to do a pick, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We were on site to do a full tour. We saw the whole Willy Wonka experience. It was really cool.
But
It's very industrial. It's almost like a steampunk environment
Well,
when you're in there.
I feel like
But the amount of barrels
that's
they
probably
have,
the case for most of the places before they joined the Bourbon Trail,
yeah,
right? I mean, they became visitor centers and all that kind of nonsense, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean, I think you kind of had to do that, but MGP was just never been set up like that. But I mean, I wouldn't say there's like this, cloak and dagger thing with MGP, because when people see distilled in Indiana, it's pretty much MGP. So,
but going back to my previous question, who else distills out of Indiana?
Does Backbone?
yeah, Backbones, most of their stuff's MGP.
Mm-hmm. But it's MGP.
Oh.
Right. What about French Lick? Who makes theirs? Or do they make their own?
They make their own.
Okay.
Starlight. They make
Starlight,
their own.
yeah.
Who else is Indiana?
What about RD1? Where do
That's
they come?
Kentucky.
That's Kentucky.
Okay. What about what's the ones that look like made to the army ones that look like canteens?
Hotel Tango.
Yeah. Don't they?
Oh, I went to that place.
I think
That was
that's-
in Nashville.
I think that's their own stuff.
That's not in Nashville.
That's not
It's
Nashville.
Indianapolis.
what am I thinking of?
I don't know what you're
You're
thinking.
thinking, are you thinking of Nashville Barrel Company?
No, there's like a Hotel Tango. Did you just say Hotel Tango?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something like Tango Whiskey Foxtrot. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot,
Yeah,
because
what
they're
the
trying to
fuck?
play on What the
WTF,
Fuck.
yeah.
That's in Nashville. That's what I'm thinking
Oh,
of.
okay.
Sorry.
I don't know what that. I mean, that could be.
It was,
I
okay.
could be
Their
having
cocktails were good, but they're like just like straight bourbon. You can tell it's like 3 years old, 4 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
But I love MGP. I just feel like it's been so oversaturated in the market. It's tough for MGP to stand out anymore as something that's special and unique.
Originally Seagram's?
Yeah.
Or was Seagram's the second thing?
No, they originally. I think they were the second thing.
Okay. And then they went from there to
They have a synergy with Four Roses, which is an interesting history.
Were they blended? Or no, Canadian blended, yeah.
Yeah,
With
so
Four Roses.
a lot of the yeast strains, that whole like recipe makeup that Four Roses utilizes is the same that what MGP does, and MGP kind of has those different recipes and utilize those same yeast strains that kind of like Four Roses does. So
I
it's
did
a
not know
really
that.
it's a really cool synergy between the two.
Well, so MGP does sourcing and contracting, right? Not as much contracting as they used to, right? It's mostly sourcing now, but they do some still contracting for certain people, don't they?
And
are
they're doing
grandfathered
more,
in.
and they're still doing more stuff with their own labels, with the Remus label.
Well, yeah, Remus.
Rossville Union and the Remus Gatsby's.
Right.
And now they have an experimental series that's 9 years old. A bunch of those cool whiskeys, which we tried.
Yeah.
The 9 year, we thought was pretty good.
That was good.
So it was
Yeah, I
nice,
like
it was a
that.
nice little whiskey.
The Sigwin Moreau barrels.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we've got Lux Row. This is a 2010. I bought it in 24, so it's probably 14, 13 years, something like that.
Oh wow.
Like?
These are always good. I've not had one I didn't like. Because this is MGP Distillate.
So full
Wow.
disclosure, I got this on a
Isn't
mouth
this Heaven Hill?
experience.
Oh, I thought it was MGP stuff. Maybe it is Heaven Hill. What?
It could be either, actually.
Oh, it could be either?
Oh, could be
okay.
either.
Well, I mean, they borrowed from both, I thought.
Yeah, but I thought these Lux Row 12 years were Heaven Hill juice.
It could
but
be. I could be
Heaven-
wrong.
yeah.
They-
I thought the
they may
Rebel
be-
10 year was definitely Heaven Hill. I've heard that.
Yeah, their weeded stuff I thought was coming from Heaven Hill for sure. But I thought their rye-based bourbons were coming from MGP, but I could be wrong.
This tastes like Heaven Hill to me, ish.
Okay.
But it's sweet. It's good.
It's
You
very
like
good.
this?
Damn, that's good.
These are,
So-
dude, I love the cork one. Though.
What's the
like
proof
the
on
topper.
this?
118.4, I think.
This is probably my favorite.
Yeah, 118.4.
It's really good.
This is your favorite for the night?
Yeah, this
They're
is
always
really,
good, man.
This is really good.
So
The price point's what kills me on these.
what's
I know,
what's funny about
$200?
this
Yeah.
is
200.
350.
it's gone up since we first started. It's about 350.
Yeah.
It's gone up since we first started doing this. But
Really?
what's funny about this bottle is we did this on a mouth experience a couple weeks ago,
I did not give it a good
and
score.
he didn't give it a good score at all.
I
Blind.
like it better
Yeah.
today.
Well, I do too. But it was a fresh crack when I gave it to you. I don't know if that has
Well,
anything
even
to do
you
with
said it was a low score for this bottle for you.
Yeah, I mean, I love these.
Might just be the proof point that's like we can go wow wow wee wow wow.
I love these, to be honest, and that's why I always try to keep 2 or 3 in stock if I can. I'll spend the money because I just feel like
Yeah, it's got that honey roasted peanut.
yes,
a little
honey
dark.
roasted peanut.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, 100% agree. But every time I see these, when we go to Lux Row, it's hit and miss whether they're there or not.
Yeah.
And when I see them, I'm like, fuck it, $200. I hate paying that much
They
money.
have the
back.
younger version now that's on the shelf.
Yeah, that's
you
like
know.
a 4 grain too.
Yeah, it's
though.
4 grain.
It's not
4
even
grain.
the same.
I'll
But the
pass
bottle's
on
the
that
same.
one.
The bottle's the same, but
Bottle's the same.
But the label's a little different. It says 4
No,
grain.
they
It's-
trick you. They think make
They
you
have
think
these.
like,
In,
oh,
they have these in Ohio, just sitting on the shelf.
Oh yeah.
The
12 years they do?
The 4
The 4
grain.
grain.
I was like,
Oh.
what?
Oh, the 4 grain.
I think the 12 year is still a Kentucky. It used to be a distillery exclusive. I think it's a Kentucky
probably
exclusive
still
now.
is.
You know what's funny? No, it's a Kentucky exclusive
Oh,
now.
okay.
But I think it's exclusive to Kentucky. You know what I did see back in Columbus last weekend? Evan Williams Vintage.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, the single barrel.
kidding.
Yeah,
The old
that
single
went
barrel?
to Kentucky exclusive for a minute.
I did see that the other.
and then it was.
like, yeah.
I was like, wait, when did this become non-Kentucky exclusive
No,
again?
Just weird shit happening.
Yeah, it's like tons of
I
stuff.
like those.
Cats and dogs living together.
For the money, those Evan Williams single barrels are pretty good.
No, I know, I
I mean,
agree.
it's a lower proof, but it's still really good bourbon. Yeah, that's delicious. That's pretty good.
yeah, this is good.
I agree though. It doesn't have as much depth as some of the other ones that I've had. It's missing that really rich, like dark fruit note that some of them I have one of them. One of the first ones I ever bought has like this black raspberry note.
Yeah.
And that's not really.
Mine have
present
never
here.
lasted that long to be able to still have one sitting around.
Yeah.
It still has this like off-putting tannic note.
There's a little bit of a tannic.
There's definitely
It's
a tannic
off-putting,
note
though?
on here.
I don't think it's
It's not off-putting.
To me, it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it figgy pudding or regular pudding?
Tapioca?
Or is it just off-putting?
It's just off-putting.
I was about to say, was that a T or a D when you said that?
Yeah.
Is it off-putting or off-putting?
Depends if it's Bill Cosby.
That's why I said what I said.
Have you heard, what's that joke?
I like her on pudding.
Bill.
Your Bill Cosby
Oh yeah,
joke?
here's the joke. Here it is.
Bill
I know.
Cosby
I know.
joke. You've said this a few times.
It's like Bill likes pudding, putting his dick where it don't belong.
Oh my god.
He's dead. It's okay.
Is he dead?
Yeah, Bill Cosby's dead.
No, he's not.
Yeah, is he not?
He's dead.
I swear I thought he was dead.
He's gonna hear this.
No, he's not. He can't even hear if he is alive.
Not dead.
I thought Bill Cosby was dead.
He's
No.
in prison.
No, no. I think he's been released. I think he's.
Yeah, I think he got out. I don't know what he's doing now.
You know why he was in prison? Putting his dick where it don't belong.
Jesus, what the fuck just happened? Oh my God,
Everyone's Googling, is Bill Cosby alive?
He's not dead.
he's not dead. I
It's
know
got to be
he's-
like 95.
You take
No.
the pudding pop and you put it in your mouth
American retired comedian and actor. Why is he retired?
because he won't get
'Cause he's
jobs
dead.
anymore because he was putting his dick where
The
it don't belong.
public retired him.
Guess how old he is? How old did you say?
I
it
said
is?
95.
87.
Really?
He's born in 37.
Not such the family man, was he?
Hey, he was often cited as a trailblazer in the
Hey,
entertainment
I used to
industry.
watch The Cosby Show. All right, he
We
was
all-
always mad at
We all
Theo.
did. We all watched
Yeah.
it.
We all watched it.
Yeah.
Dude, some of those I catch those on my my story feed. They'll do clips of Cosby,
The Cosby
and
Show?
I just keep watching them, and now
Yeah.
I get
So-
more and more. I'm like, God, this show was so good.
You know what?
So here's the thing. He was released in 2021.
Wow, 4 years ago.
Brett just killed
His
people
his
off.
his trial was in 2018. He was released in 2021 because his conviction was overturned. So I don't know why it was overturned.
Okay.
He must have gave the judge some pudding pops.
Well,
I got the
Those were
with the
good.
pudding in there with the-
I like those pudding pops.
God, we're terrible. This is horrible.
Speaking of other like classic like old shows, I love the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where the mom, and I can't think of her name.
I think his dad is
Vivian.
actually dead.
Vivian.
I think his dad died, right?
He died. The dad died.
The dad
yeah.
passed away, yeah.
But
Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil.
Yes.
They just changed Vivian from one season to the next.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
And they make a joke out of it, like in the first episode, and they're just like, and they just go on about with it. It's a whole new actress. They make a joke.
But
and
there was
it's
only
done.
2 the whole time, right?
Just two,
Yeah, just 2. And
But
it was
that
like,
was- But yeah, that was
I was
funny.
team first Vivian.
I was too. I liked the first
The
Vivian
first
better
one,
as well.
yeah, she had a better presence.
Yeah.
I agree.
She's more genuine.
The best was on Family Matters when they had that little snippet where the kids walk in. And
do a
like,
crossover?
You're right. He does look like Uncle Phil from The Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I love
and
the
he walks in.
crossovers. Yeah, when they do crossovers, it's amazing.
That is funny. They should have
Urkel.
done something with Die Hard though, with Family Matters.
Oh, when he was in Die Hard.
They
yeah.
they
Could you
should have
imagine?
they should have somehow. Have you seen some of the
Carl
goofy?
Winslow.
Have you seen some of the goofy like almost like metaverse type theories that they do? That something about there's one with Family Matters and Die Hard where he.
Where did Family Matters take place? Was that Philly?
Chicago, I thought.
Was it
Maybe
Chicago?
I'm wrong.
Maybe it was Chicago.
So there's a whole thing of theory about him and you look they do things to tie it together and you're like, oh my god, that's crazy that those are
like
but-
in Die Hard, because he tells that story how he shot a kid. Was that Urkel? Did he shoot Urkel?
So that's the thing is Family Matters is
Did I do
supposedly Family Matters is supposedly like the dream sequence that he's in like some. I think, if I remember correctly, after he or it's vice versa, he shot a kid and it was from Family Matters, and then he's like on a desk now. But I don't know. But one of my favorite ones that I've recently seen, which was actually kind of interesting, was what was it? Shit, I got to think about it. I just drew a blank. It was right there.
Oh, brain fart.
Yeah, talk
So,
amongst yourselves.
so the guy that did the theme song for Family Matters also did Full House and Step by Step. And
They're
I
very
think-
similar.
Doesn't
You're right.
surprise me.
Yeah.
They're very
They
similar.
all have a same vibe.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Everywhere
So back then
you
he
go.
did all of those. Yeah, right.
Everywhere you go.
you got it.
All right, top 5 TV show theme songs from your childhood. Go.
Dude, I love like
Sanford
come
and
and
Son.
knock on our door. We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting.
I have
Three's Company.
I have a very underrated one that was my favorite growing up.
Okay.
Perfect Strangers.
Perfect Strangers was great.
Remember Larry and Balky?
Yes, Larry and
That
Balky.
was
Balky.
that was my favorite. Balky,
Balky was great.
Bart Takamoose.
I love Balky.
That was my favorite show.
I'm
love
about
that
to
show.
blow your minds. I've never seen an
Here we
episode.
go. Here we go.
I
Buckle up.
know a
Of
lot of
Perfect
people
Strangers?
didn't. A lot of people didn't.
But it was in that Friday night
Yep.
lineup.
Dude, I used to love TGIF. You'd watch all your Friday night shows.
My favorite was the Bibi Bobka episode when they made Bibi Bobkas. And Balky had like this whole dance when he made them. First you do the do, then you put it here.
Hey. One of those actors was very famous in another movie.
Yeah, it was. He was in Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop. Axwell.
Yeah, Axwell.
Axwell.
I mean, of course, this is fabulous. Yeah,
Great.
that was
Great,
Balky.
yeah.
But Balky
Have you seen the most
and
recent
Larry,
Beverly Hills Cop?
And Larry Appleton.
I have not.
It was
Yeah, he was in
actually
it.
not bad. And
Yeah, he was in it.
It was actually not a bad little revival. That's so going back to our callback to earlier in the episode when we were talking about Happy Gilmore and things that take a long time to do a sequel. That sequel wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's true.
And now Beverly Hills Cop 3 shit show.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That was terrible. That was the one in the Wally World or
Yeah,
whatever
that should've
that
never
whatever.
been made,
Yeah, that was
Wally
terrible. That was terrible. 1 and 2 were pretty good.
Yeah, I like 2. 1 was good.
And then the most recent one wasn't actually that bad. I actually enjoyed that.
that was a Netflix only, right?
I think it was Netflix only. And then speaking of which, Coming to America and Coming to America 2. This
I love
one,
'em.
This one is divisive. I thought Coming to America 2 was actually not bad.
I liked it.
However, I heard some people say that that's the worst like sequel ever. I'm like, no.
I wouldn't say it was the worst sequel. There's been worse sequels.
But I thought it actually did a decent job of a lot of callbacks, but still moving the story forward.
Happy Gilmore 2 hasn't come out yet.
I know.
We'll see.
But
We'll see.
Top Gun 2 Maverick might be the best sequel ever.
That was pretty damn
Dude,
good.
the way they
right?
incorporated Val Kilmer.
Everyone hates me for this.
Why?
I didn't dislike Maverick 2, whatever, Top Gun 2 Maverick.
Uh-huh.
It felt like Mission Impossible.
Canceled.
You're
canceled.
It just felt like Mission Impossible.
How? Really?
Because there's this impossible mission how you have to fly the jet down over the mountain and and drop the bomb.
But he made it possible.
Hey,
like every Mission Impossible. We're in like number 8
but
in the
if it was
Mission
Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise would have been hanging off the F-18.
Right.
Rather than flying it.
right. The views of Brett Bryan are not reflected by the views of
It just felt like
podcast.
Mission Impossible.
I didn't.
Not
think
that
so.
Mission Impossibles are bad.
I'd say it felt more like Star Wars and the
Felt
trench.
like Mission Impossible.
What? Star Wars?
They're
The-
coming
the
out with
second,
more.
The second Top Gun,
Uh-huh.
I felt like if you were going to compare it to something, would be the trench in Star Wars.
Oh, when they go into
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Death Star. Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
They're coming out with more Star Wars.
Of course,
Yeah,
they
because
are.
Disney's the fucking conglomerate that's going to.
But
I'm telling you
make money
guys,
on
don't.
anything.
Andor, right?
Andor is the complete opposite of bad Star Wars
No. So here's the thing.
Where do I find
Here's
Andor?
the thing.
on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Hey, here's the thing. The series they've been coming out with,
I loved Mandalorian.
Mandalorian's amazing.
Andor's better.
Andor's
Absolutely.
Andor's better. Even the Obi-Wan was pretty good.
Was it?
Obi-Wan was pretty good. It was decent.
Okay.
Better than my point is, it's better than the newer movies.
Yeah, there's
All of those are better than
there's
the
a little
newer
bit more
movies.
realness to it. But
Rogue One.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
love Rogue One.
Well, Andor and Rogue One.
Andor is the kind of the prequel.
the
to Rogue
prequel
One.
to Rogue One.
Okay.
So Andor follows. Did you see Rogue One?
Yeah.
So you
Rogue One is-
So you know Cassian.
Yeah.
So Andor is like the story of how he starts off and he ends up being
Yes.
a rebel spy and part of the entire rebellion and how it starts.
Solo. What do you guys
Gotcha.
think of Solo?
Solo was shit.
Really?
Solo was terrible.
It took me 10 minutes to get used to that guy being, but I thought it was okay.
the only thing that was
I thought it
great-
was okay.
The only thing that, it was okay, but the only thing that was great about that movie was the girl from Game of Thrones was in it.
But here's the thing: I didn't
Khaleesi?
think it was shit.
Oh, let me some Khaleesi.
I just thought it was still better. It was
It's okay.
equal to the newer movies, and it was a decent
I'm
little
telling you,
standalone.
Andor.
Oh,
is,
yeah.
Andor is the best storytelling.
Yes.
That Star Wars, any of the Star Wars franchises has put out.
Better
since
than Mandalorian?
Yep.
She asked if you're done.
Oh,
Are you-
let's wrap it up. What do you guys rate the Lux Row compared to these? Your favorite of the evening?
4-4.
I don't think it's my favorite.
4-3.
After I keep going back, I still think I like the old Swagger the best.
Okay,
Tonight.
Old Swagger. What do you?
3-8.
Oh,
What's your favorite tonight? What was it? Old Swagger.
Swagger.
if price is taken out, Old Swagger.
Okay.
Because actually,
Yeah.
Lux Rose more than Old Swagger.
But overall, what do you guys think of the kind of the highlight, the Eagle Rare 12?
I think it's great.
Great
I-
bottle
It's
for
good.
$50
It's good.
bucks.
It's good.
I
like
would
it.
love to find
It's good.
one.
I would love it at retail.
Same.
Yeah, retail.
Awesome.
Retail, I'd buy it.
I think
for sure.
I think
I'd
it's
go a little
100%
over
a buy.
retail.
I
A
think
little
it's
over
spot
retail.
on. 100% a buy at retail, maybe a little over, but
Yeah.
not too much
Yeah,
over.
maybe $70.
Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for joining in, guys. We'll see you next week. I'm being called out by my wife, so we've got to finish it out tonight. So, see you next week.
Cheers, guys.
All right. Well, that wraps up this episode. Thank you for joining in on yet another hunt for great bourbon. Please give us a 5-star review anywhere you are listening. But if you don't, leave us some constructive criticism in the review so that we can better improve our show. But until then, sit back, grab a pour, kick up your feet, and enjoy some bourbon.
Tune in each week. Sit back. Tune in each week. Grab a pour. Tune in each week. Kick up your feet and enjoy. Kick up your feet and enjoy.
The Bourbon Hunters podcast has been craft distilled, produced, recorded, and edited by Dude Pool. For any feedback, questions, or episode ideas, please reach out to info@bourbonhunters.com.